A resort deal signed under different terms, a different layout, and in different economic times has been reworked and in effect returns nearly 6,000 acres of land to the government. An amended heads of agreement was signed today between the I Group and the government, returning more than half of the land granted to the company for the original $1.8 billion development on Mayaguana. Tourism Minister Vincent Vanderpool Wallace called the agreement historic and a special moment as he detailed how the so-called right-sized deal came about.
Let me say thank you, and we are happy to continue working on Mayaguana.
The I Group saw it coming, an economy going south and their development along with it if they didn't act fast. It was 2006 when the company signed an agreement with the Christie administration, but soon after it was taking its lead from a merciless economy.
There was a letter that was sent in February 2008 invoking the force majeure clause in the agreement, citing some adverse economic conditions, and therefore the agreement, the development would not proceed at the same pace. So that's really what started this whole process, and we started looking at what was in the document regarding the scope and scale, a reason for slowing down. And we have to give some credit to Mr. Stephen Roy. He saw the oncoming global slowdown almost before anybody else that year. But that was really what triggered the beginning of slowing down the work, and we had some time to begin to work out some of the details after that.
The government was honor-bound to uphold the original deal, but the circumstances provided the opportunity to restore a portion of a tangible and sentimental asset after 3 years of talks.
It's a very important part of us allowing more and more Bahamian families, I mean some very well-known families in Mayaguana, the Blacks, the Browns, the Charltons, the Murphys, who have a great deal of land there, and the opportunity the I Group is providing is to become a catalyst and a stimulus for the development of that. But we thought together, after much discussion, that the amount of acreage that was put forward in the first part of this, in the original agreement, was something that we thought we'd like to scale back on and move in another direction.
Now that the terms are different, the I Group more closely reflects the model the government has in mind for Family Island development, as chairman of the Hotel Corporation, Michael Scott, notes.
A limit on the amount of acreage which is being made available to developers, but with an emphasis on the sort of high-end, low-density boutique operations.
And it will make available again valuable waterfront property and spin-off business opportunities. There are no new incentives for the developers, but the airport, estimated at between $5 and $7 million, is still in the plans.
The runway itself essentially is still as it was envisioned, to allow Bahamas Air to run a Dash 8 and ensure continuous service, and when the time is ready, to bring international air service into the island.
Now, the new heads of agreement is headed to the Senate for sanctioning on Wednesday, and in the near future expect to hear plans for what will be done with the government's newfound asset.